What's up, you movie-loving bastards, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today we have another Quickie. This one's going to be a nice little fun quick one, going through some of my most recent hauls, showing off some great stuff, and just kind of getting the piles and piles of pickups I've had over the last month or two out of the way and out into your guys' eyes. So let's jump right in and see what I got. First up is a fun little 80s action kind of teacher versus students film. The movie is Class of 1984. This one is a hell of a lot of fun. Scream Factory put this sweet little number out, and I've got just a ton of collector's editions that they have put out over the years. But this one, really cool, kick-ass flick. Mark Lester directed it. There's some disc art on there, pretty badass. And the pretty gist of the film, from what I can remember, watched it maybe 2 years ago, Monday movie night with the friends. Pretty much a teacher starts at a school that's just overrun by punks, delinquents, and he's pretty much just butting heads with them. And just madness ensues. But definitely an over-the-top action 80s film that just, yeah, goes over the top pretty much. But great to have it in the collection, never had it before. So first time, boom, on Blu-ray, boom, add it to the collection. But let's move it on to something completely different, a little sci-fi goodness. This one is a 1958 sci-fi film. It is called It, the Terror from Beyond Space. And there is the monster of the film, just slapped right there on the front. And I actually watched this one last week and really dug it. It's one of those 50s sci-fi films that's bare bones, really only just astronauts talking to each other while a monster's running amok in the ship. And it's pretty much a space mission went out, and the only one that come back was one person who survived. So they're pretty much... he survives out in space. Another crew comes up, picks him up, and he's being brought back to Earth to be interrogated to see what happened, if he was the cause of all his crew dying. But he says a monster attacked his crew, and somehow the monster gets on board this rescue ship, and they're pretty much, the monster just picking them off one by one, and until they finally believe the guy that was a survivor, and they fight back against this disgusting monster menace. But yeah, just a really laid back 50s, normal 50s sci-fi film. It's just got high concepts and very low production value, but extremely fun. I just dig the hell out of them, and I actually have a lot of them on my sites to pick up in the future. But that is It, the Terror from Beyond Space. Really fun, enjoyable black and white 50s flick. Let's move it to a totally other kind of film, another genre altogether. It is Wes Craven's The Serpent and the Rainbow. Just an amazing voodoo zombie kind of style film. It's a heavy emphasis on voodoo and just the rituals, practices, and all this different stuff. A lot of visuals that are Haiti-centric, because I believe it is centered on the people of Haiti. But yeah, Bill Pullman, I think. Yeah, Bill Pullman is the main character who's pretty much goes there to like research the voodoo rituals and things like that. And there's him on the back right there. And he pretty much just starts losing his mind because the witch doctor in the town has it out for him, and he's pretty much just going through crazy, weird, surreal dreams and fighting for his life. But there's the original artwork of the DVD that I have. But yeah, one of Wes Craven's best. I think he really kind of stepped out of his norm with this one. But Scream Factory put this one out. Always good to have one of those in the collection, which I have many. But I own this prior on DVD, so I'm just pretty much upgrading it to this one. I think they actually have a new transfer on this, but happy to have it upgraded in the collection. So let's keep it going to a film. I don't know. I might already own this Blu-ray. I grabbed it in the Kino sale, and I could already own it. I don't know, but it is The Skull. Just a great classic horror film. And believe it's an Amicus production. Peter Cushing, Patrick Wimmark, and Christopher Lee. So, I mean, I always pick up anything with Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee, so to have both of them in the same movie, definitely pick it up. I don't think I have... I swore I owned this already, but it was so cheap I had to pick it up. I haven't really came across it back here, so maybe I don't own it. But I never had it on DVD prior, so good to have it in. I don't believe I've ever even seen this one. I think this is one of the very few Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee films that I have not checked out. But, and it's Amicus Productions, so you know it's going to be pretty damn good, on par with Hammer films. So if you guys have seen The Skull before, let me know what you think about it. I don't believe I've seen it, but I've seen a lot of movies, and my brain ain't what it used to be. But let's keep moving along. We're keeping this at a fast pace. But next up is a classy haunted house flick. Screenplay by Richard Matheson. And I don't know what company put this one out. I don't know if it's anyone big. But the movie I'm talking about is The Legend of Hellhouse. Definitely classy haunted house flick. And great cast too. We got Roddy McDowall in there. I think there's a few other people. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But I've watched this, actually the last time I watched this was the night before my daughter was born. So she just turned 12 yesterday. So happy late birthday to my daughter. But so 12 years ago, I was watching this in a lazy boy in a hospital. So I think I fell asleep in the middle of it, so I have to revisit it, but I got through most of it. But it's definitely a good, classy haunted house flick, and one I need to revisit. So what better time than the 12th anniversary of when I last tried to check it out? But boom, I don't think I've had this in the collection before, so first time in the collection on Blu-ray. Ooh, next up is a really interesting zombie film. I believe it's an Italian one. And let me cover up the not suitable for YouTube cover. The movie is Morte del Mor, also known as Cemetery Man. Just a very awesome zombie film, very surreal, pulls a lot of kind of inspirations from Fulci, Argento, those kind of things. But the cast is astounding, and it's directed by, I want to say his name is Michel Soave. I always screw up the pronunciation of his name, but damn good director. Has a lot of great stuff out there. But definitely Hunt Down Murder Rock. I love that one. But Della Morte del Mor, really cool. Just pretty much follows gravedigger or caretaker at a cemetery who is pretty much, I think I was too small to have to cover it, but I hope you didn't see those boobies. But oh my god, they're all over the place. Whatever. But just don't look at this at all. And this isn't I don't think this is like an English release. So it's an all region, but it's from another country, probably Italy, I have no idea. But what is it, Rupert? I'm gonna say it's Rupert Everett is the guy's name, who's the main caretaker right there, where it's suitable for you to see. But yeah, he does an amazing job, and he's at a cemetery where the dead come back to life at night, and his pretty much main task is to kill them again and put them back into the graves. But just a really surreal, really weird, dreamlike, very artsy-fartsy kind of. But yeah, that's Della Morte del Mor, Cemetery Man. Just a really great film. I have it on DVD somewhere in a region 2, I think. So it's kind of good to have an all-region Blu-ray of this, upgrade it, and get it into my zombie film collection, because it is one of my absolute favorites. I actually reviewed this one when I first started the channel, so you're going to have to really look back into the record books on that one. Let's move forward to maybe, let's do one more. I don't want it to be too long. But next up is an awesome martial arts flick, but also a blaxploitation flick, but it's a weird combination, starring Ron Van Cleef. He's a really big martial arts, real-life martial artist who did a few movies in the 70s that weren't really that big, but I hunt them down because I think he's badass. But the movie I'm talking about is The Black Dragon's Revenge. and Detective Film put this one out. Or Film Detective, I was dyslexic there. But Film Detective put this one out, and I've been hunting down a lot of their kind of releases because they do really kind of go off the mainstream and pick up some really cool flicks that not a lot of people have seen before, but definitely enjoyed this one. I watched this one maybe last month and really dug it, really thought it was cool. Definitely a fun kung fu 70s action flick. And that Van Cleef is badass, so definitely check out his stuff. I have one that's like, he's billed in it, but it's like a Bruce Lee ripoff, and he's just some random thug in the movie. He's not a star, even though he's on the like the front of the poster. But this one, all kinds of fun. And maybe I'll round it out with one more it's a movie that's really out of left field, and it's embarrassing, so let's just get it out of the open. The movie I'm talking about is First Night. I love this cheesy flick. I love anything with like Knights of the Round Table, Arthur kind of tales. And the cast is awesome. Sean Connery does an amazing job in it. Also Richard Gere and Julia Armand. I wanted to get her last name right. Loved all the actors. I mean, I'm not really a big Richard Gere fan. I think he does a great job as Lancelot in this one. But Sean Connery is a badass Arthur, and it's just a really cool drama-driven fantasy kind of film, like a medieval piece. And I think it's actually a really cool film. And I just figured I'd pick it up. I think I own it on DVD somewhere in the archives, and nice to have it on Blu-ray because it is a favorite of mine. Guilty pleasure, if you will. But yeah, add that to the collection. But that is it for today. I'm just gonna stop it at that one. We're running good, but there we go. But that is the Quickie, the Blu-ray haul, and my newest movies to the collection, which I still have piles and piles more to go through. So I'm gonna just try as much as I can to get these out as soon as possible and show them to you guys. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Hope you're staying out of trouble and having a good summer. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. So take care, guys, and stay out of trouble. Later.